How are you? Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay, we'll start our lesson just in few minutes. Hope everyone will be here. And please, if you have any question, you can ask before starting or at the end as you want. Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our lesson. Today lesson will go through our assignment discussion, and this lesson is all about assignment discussion. We already had good few lessons. We cover all the learning outcome before starting our lesson. We'll go through a bit, recap what we learned during our lessons, and we can contextualize our discussions accordingly. Please, if you have any question, drop me an email anjum@ukuniversity.co.uk. I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So today lesson is all about assignment discussion. So let's, on our Moodle page, we've been given the unit specification. So please, it's quite good to understand the advanced aspect of the UK taxation system. We learn about all these assessment criteria 1.1, 1.2 during our lesson, and you can work towards merit and distinction criteria. Please clearly indicate and divide your discussions accordingly. That will be easier for markers to mark and assess accordingly. Then we have LO2. We discuss about the impact of relevant text in a given situation. So please, that's your is LO2, and which we look in our assignment brief. Of course, it's good to be work toward the merit or distinction criteria to get, if you want to achieve. If you just want to pass, these are the pass criteria. So please, we need to focus. Okay, yes. LO3, we learn about, taxation planning. Tax planning is illegal. We discuss about, how we can minimize our different, tax liability. So we discuss about 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3 during our lesson. There are LO4, which is all about information to stakeholders about the taxation and what is meant by a stakeholder. So please, I shared with you all the documents on the WhatsApp. So if you try to download, please, you can download all the files. Those will assist you and help you to prepare your assignment as well. Okay, so understand the advanced aspect of the UK taxation system. So please, always good to be look around the indicative content, what we learn or any example related to these will be absolutely fine. That will help you to meet the criteria. So you've been given all the indicative content which we learned during our lesson 1. Then please, you've been given all the indicative content which we learned during lesson 2, which is good too when we'll do the assignment. These are the buzzword or the keyword or the key concept. Those we need to be really follow them and need to be go through accordingly. Then we have LO3, we discuss about in our lesson 3, and our LO4, which is about stakeholders, we learn about in our last lesson. So that's all we learned during our lessons. Can you see all, please? So if you can't see it, let me know. Okay, then please, we have sample assignment given here on our Moodle page and assignment brief which we are solving. So here is the assignment brief. Of course, within assignment brief, you've been given a little criteria. It's good to read and your link contextualize your discussion. So you are to prepare the booklet. So first is the task is about to preparing the booklet in which we are explaining the key concept of account of the taxation. So inner lies income and income tax liability relating to overseas aspects. So if you're discussing about any overseas, like VATs, are you looking in terms of the resident in anyone who is living 180 days plus, in this country become a resident and the tax rule applies. So we can look around residencies rule for international perspective, explain the application of the additional exemption or relief, additional exemption which we can apply, these in term of like even is the personal allowance which we can transfer, that also help, our various relief if we have a loss which we can carry forward. Then we discuss about the chargeable gain and the chargeable person or connected person and overseas aspect as well. That's which we had a discussion. So please, it's good to be examine the application of inherent tax. If you're giving the example of connected person, inherent tax limit, or inherent tax question, the example you're including from the booklet, which is given inherent tax chapter, a whole chapter on the inherent tax. Assess the application of the corporation taxation liabilities relating to overseas aspects. Yes, so corporation tax, normally we is liable to pay in the country where the company's head office and registered and their board of management and operate there. So we have to apply those, or the losses can be carried forward to and to reduce the tax liability. That can be argument, and we had a chapter there is a corporation tax. Evaluate the value added tax, which is VAT. We had a discussion about different VAT schemes. We know the 85,000 threshold, 87 will be. So we need to be look around the turnover. We discuss about input and output taxes. We discuss about cash accounting, annual accounting, flat rate, these accounting scheme, different accounting schemes we discuss, those we can use it for example in this task. To achieve the merit, so your booklet must evaluate the income and tax liability in relation to the trust. So if you're any including any example about the trust or any trustee activities like mm, charities and others, we can look around these which we can include. So then please, if we move to the next, distensions must be overseas aspect. If you're using example, VAT and the VAT should be paid in those is absolutely fine to include. That also help you to meet, and look around. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Good afternoon. Okay, so we can look around. That's your task one. Yes, task one of your assessment is about, if we look underneath, is which learning outcome we are going to assess in the task one. In the task one, we are going to assess, AC, which is assessment criteria 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 5, which is all about LO1. Yes, so that's all about if you're doing lesson one lecture slide and you're looking the relevant our discussion. So those are relevant examples you can include in your assignment. Of course, you can pick any new example, which is absolutely fine. I already shared with you the ACC handout as well, open tuition. Other than that, I gave you BPP Kaplan, but only the thing we need to apply the rates of, it's better to apply finance sec, or you can explain which year those rates are, in which year the example you're using, and this year what changes. So especially for merit and distinction criteria, what impact of the different finance sec can be on the tax. Okay, so that can be absolutely fine. Then we have other, you are going to lead the business breakfast workshops and prepare a presentation. So when you're preparing the presentation and the speaker note, normally it's good to be you prepare the PowerPoint slides for this. But if you're not going to, you can make copy the slides within the same file Word, and then underneath you can explain it, which is absolutely fine. Or if not, you just want to do in the Word file, so you can make a little yes notes and underneath your full explanation with the example. That's absolutely fine. So this is based on LO2, which is learning outcome 2, and LO4. Or LO4 was about the stakeholders, the communication and tax, and LO2 was about the different situation and the tax planning and the actions. So please, here we can add the example like a spent allowance transfer, the saving income, and those the example we can include. So this is based on LO 2 and 4. When we are saying allow 2 and 4, so you have indicative content in the unit specification. That's quite useful to use as well. And those are the keywords, buzzwords really we can. And you can focus on the merit or distinction criteria to meet. Okay, then we can look around the task 3. Task 3 is client, is required online material to support them are the taxation planning. You are the free to choose the format of the material. So either you want in a booklet form, you want any presentation form, as you want. So you can show your working and some calculation, evaluate the type of investment and expenditure relating to reduction the tax liability. So we had a capital allowance and others, corporation tax, tax planning. Tax planning is the legal which we can and what may is. So we can look around mitigation for the tax of individual and the businesses. That is based on our LO3. So is mean when we say LO3 is mean the our lesson 3. So you've been given all the uh, lesson PowerPoint slides plus all the extra example as ACC and other handout. So we can pick those, and then please you've been given here all the guidance what the learners can do. So it's good to be read these, please. You can follow them, and all you've been given here what we can do in the task 1, what we can do in the task 2, and what we can do in the task 3. All the indicative content and the keywords and the key concept, those we can discuss and our task 3. So how many tasks we have? We have 3 tasks in our assignment. That's which we're supposed to go through. Okay, so next I'll take you back to here is a sample assignment on our Moodle page. So please, if you don't have access on Moodle, so you can drop emails to admin and you should get the access and you can find all the required resources as well. So all being you will see here is being divided 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. You will see the task 2 and you will see the task 3. Yes, all you've been given here with all the details, explanations of. It's not mean we can use it. Other than that, new examples, we can follow some layouts of these. If you want anything different on the example, which is absolutely fine, as long those are relevant and meet the criteria. Yes, that's quite crucial, really. We need to be look around. So it's good to be follow this sample as well, but it's not mean you just restrict to the sample. Okay, only the problem here in the sample, you will see the reference, it should be access date and it should be cross reference. So that's, really as our reference, because of course we are doing is a level 7 assignment. This is equal to master level. Okay, so if we look the material, you've been given all the books and the study material here. Uh, the discussion about the stakeholders, which I already sent you a lot of documents. And then, of course, we can look around these are LO1s, LO2s, LO3s. Recording as well is a given, and the Finance Act, we uploaded all the relevant documents. So Finance Act 2023 example, if you want to use 24-25, you can, or if you want to use the previous years, that's absolutely fine too, And other than that, I gave you the open tuition handouts as well. Those are quite good, within that booklet, which I'll just demonstrate again. Any question, please? Uh, I'm going to share with you the template and our discussion and the layout which we can follow if you want to. That way, you just want to be the task 2 you want to do separate, which you can as well. Okay, so let's I'll take you back to. So please, any assignment will do. Always good to be you have a cover page. So you can create a cover page like assignment on Unit 4, taxation for a business and individual, and submitted by student number, UK University School of Accounting and Finance in Manchester campus. Of course, which is now we can look around the table of contents, which are demonstrate how we can create as well. So please, any table of contents, always good to be any assignment you do, always good to be you have first thing you have a little introduction about assignment. So you can introduce. Of course, if you look around the taxation in terms of the government and what taxation means to government, the UK government has risen during 2023 how much they have in billions, yeah, in trillions they receive at the income through the tax. So we have the tax, direct, indirect tax, and the parliament and the tax rule. You can write little bit introduction in this assignment, what you're going to do, or which type of finance act you're going to apply. So if you're going to apply different, it's absolutely fine, but it's good to be a use if you can, 2023, 24 until 31st January, that's normally the applicable in the real world. But if not, if you want, other than that, is absolutely fine too, but just clearly indicate, what we are going to discuss. Then we have a task one. So if you look in assignment brief, you've been given task one. Task one is based on our LO1, which is LO1 mean our lesson one. So you can open the lesson one lecture slide, which I already shared with you on the WhatsApp group. So please all, if you look on the WhatsApp group, you can download all. Yes, which I shared with you this template as well as the, okay, so it's good to be pleased. If you want to divide, you can divide into assessment criteria you've been given. Like here we are discussing about UK taxation system. We're looking the residency test and overseas income. So that can be a relevant discussion here can be. So which we can add it. Okay, then if we look, the second task is explain the application of additional exemption or relief which organization. So that can be different types of the relief organization. If annual investment allowance we have written down allowance company can claim. In term of individual can be personal allowance we can transfer in the married couple. So is absolutely fine example. So we can look around the chargeable gain, capital gain taxes, and the example of capital gain tax, on the asset when we disposed of things as well, which we can use. Inherent tax, what is meant by inherent tax? What is the limit of the inherent tax? 340,000. We can look around the connected person example. Those are absolutely fine to add here. So assess the application of the corporation tax liabilities. Yes, so we can look around the corporation tax. We can look around discussion can be where the head office they have to pay the tax, and we can look around if their losses how we can transfer. So you've been given the chapter. Just quickly I'll relate to. I'm sharing with you the booklet which I'm going to open. That's also which I already shared with you on WhatsApp group as well. So please, that's also good. So if I'll take you back to yes, please, any other example, because all of you really working in accounts and you have a lot of, but please just keeping in view of GDPR, we don't want to share the things which is related to our breaching the data protection act. That's other than that is absolutely fine. Any examples, rewrite in your words is better to be underneath, you can explain as well. Any question from anyone? Yes, please, if you want to ask any question, you can. Okay, so if we look here, the UK taxation system, income tax, properties, we have a here capital gain tax, yes. So that can be examples, you can pick it from there. Then please, we had the corporation tax, which is about the companies. Yes, so that can be included example. And inherent tax, which we mentioned, it can be example of inherent tax. Yes, and value added tax, these can be examples which we can include in our assignment. So please, the booklet will take you there and that's help you. Other than that, I already shared with you a lot of examples here. So this is Finance Act 2023, and if you want to pick the example as per our assessment criteria, and you can say using the Finance Act, and that's you've been given all the relevant examples as well. So please, if you want to pick, example, and underneath you can explain about, and our generic, you can say what is inherent tax mean, what is meant by connected person, and you can pick it example of inherent tax, which is either from the booklet or from HCC handout. Other than that, of your own, experience or your client, but just make it, not giving their details and their tax pay. So that's which we need to be make sure that need to be announced. Okay, so that's we have, in term of so in if you want to do, please task two separate. So because the task two is about presentation which you're giving. Okay, so if you want to make it separate task two as a PowerPoint slide with the speaker note, which is absolutely fine too. So that's your indicative content. You can relate to apply taxi to the given situation. So please, any example which you can pick in, you can give, that's the situation, that's the tax liability. And in this case, what actions can be if we have the saving income, but husband, wife, or partner, so how we can save or minimize the tax liability, which is, that's absolutely fine. So good few examples which we included in our slide, those you can use it. Other than that, please, you've been given all these, examples which we can use. Okay, that's, the task two. Or you just want to be task two, you can copy into, if you're preparing on the Word document and the just one file is absolutely fine too. You can explain all key concept as we discussed in our lesson two, and then of course you can submit it. Then we have a task three, investment expenditure resulting of the tax liability. So you can look around the marginal relief, written down allowance, the annual investment allowance, and these, tax planning. Yes, you can discuss about tax planning is the legal tax evasion, or all, the tax avoidance, ethical side of moral things, which we can argue and we mitigate certain mitigation of the tax and the individual and the businesses different. If they have a loss, they have overseas, and those, which we can. And if you want to refer to the finance sector, you have used for this assignment, you can copy and paste into or snippet into the as appendix. So in your discussion, you can cross reference as well, which is absolutely fine. Then at the end, it's good to be conclusion and the reference. So please, when we do the reference, it's always good to be you do the cross reference. Okay, so please, if you want to do the reference through, the first thing, if you want to, anything you want to give in the table of contents, you make sure you highlight it. Like I'm doing assign heading one as introduction. I want to do task one as heading one. If you want subheading, like I can give these, heading two, so you can select it like this. So that goes in that goes all in the headings. So please, so you can highlight it like this. Anything you do that goes into. So please, when we finish, so like I can show you here, when you finish, click at the reference button on your left hand side. It's called table of content. You click there, it will be updated the table of contents for you. So you will see there is the task one, task two, and task three, all possible heading, those we included in our assignment. That's absolutely fine, which we can link to. So please, if you want to do the reference by using MS Word function, which is called the style, we use the Harvard reference. Here is under the reference tab, here is called the style. If you never done it before, so you, sorry, my software is quite old, not reflecting properly, but this is the style. You can pick it Harvard. You go insert citation, click add source. Please, if any source you want to, let's say I'm using, I included already this hand, the link for you here as well. I can demonstrate here in one other file I prepared for you is assignment guidance, the way we guide as the reference. So let's, if you want to use the MS Word functions, like I'm using Kaplan. Yes. So if I'm using Kaplan, go to the reference, click Harvard reference. Look, I already included. I'll go back to. So if I look there, I can add them. Yes. So that's the Harvard reference. I can further demonstrate these. So if you're using Kaplan, let's say I'm using Kaplan booklet. So go back to wherever your cursor. So please, if you want, let's say reference here, or the same reference you're using, which I already click add source. Yes, if you're using website, you copy your full hyperlink URL link here in here. If you're using a website or if you're using book. So if I'm using book, I can pick it the book section here, and the book is, let's say author was the Kaplan publisher, and the book was about, let's say, taxation. I gave you few books, and it was published, let's say 2020. You got the actual concept from there, and it's been published in, let's say, publisher was Kaplan itself, can be, because they have a publishing company as well. And then if you want to show more tabs there, you can. And if with the book have normally edition, so it was, let's say, third edition, and you read it page 10 to 20, let's assume, and where you click it, just wherever it's drop the reference like this. At the end of when you finish your assignment, if you go on under the reference page, click there. If you go back to the references under the, it's called bibliography at the reference. Bibliography at the reference, exactly the same thing, no different. And if you want to change heading to the reference, and it will be alphabetical sequence list, it will be updated. So it need to be cross-reference within text and the reference at the end in the reference list. So that's the way, we can do the reference. If you never done before, or you're struggling on the YouTube, please, if you watch 2 minutes video, how to do reference in MS Word, or how to create a table of contents, MS Word, there are plenty of videos you can. Other website is called Need Toolbox. If you want to use this, is also called Harvard Reference Generator. So it means you go on the website, you click, Harvard Reference Generator, and if you're using the book, if you're using the journal article, whichever, yeah. So if you're using reference of the book, fill the boxes like here. Book title, let's say, is a taxation. The author, let's say you're using BPP and is published by BPP, the publisher, and the place, let's say, assume is London, and the publication year was, let's say, 2023. Edition was, let's assume this was the 6th edition, and always written inside the book, and you read, couple of the pages in between these. You can say, let's say 30. I click generate, it will generate the reference for me. I can copy this into the reference page, and in my discussion, I can say according to BPP, or I can copy this at the start or the end of the paragraph. That's, so if somebody looking within the text is BPP 2023 and the full reference under the reference page, and can easily assess, where this came from. Okay, that's the way we can do the reference. We can structure the assignment. And please, anyone, any question? Yes?
Sorry, Anjem, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
So when we are doing this, can we use our own figures as examples?
Yes, absolutely fine, no harm. As long as, the GDPR, just keep in mind. So not mention to client, your own client, example. Just make it ABC Limited instead of the company name itself, or the customer A, yes, or client A,
Okay.
or Mr. A return.
And most of these things are on HMRC website. So how do we reference from HMRC then, if we're getting that information from the HMRC website?
No problem. I'll take you straight to here. Let's say I'm taking you back to HMRC website. I'll give you an example here. I'm going here. I'm saying HMRC and NCFE 2023 for suppose. If I'll go here, yes.
Okay.
If I'll click for suppose, this is the website I'm using for NCFE or any legislation for suppose, yes.
Okay.
So this is, you copy the link, full link, yes. Go back to your Word document. So go back to the another reference you have given here style. Pick the style Harvard style, yes, because your software, this is all on my this laptop. Click add source, yes,
Okay.
and what I'm using website. So Dropbox says insert citation. Yes, my website I'm using here is copy the full URL.
Yeah.
Yes, it came from HMRC, which is of course is published under the legislation gov.uk, and that's then the website name. And if you know, this is was published in 2023, but we are accessing now in 2024. The month we are in now is October, and date today is 26. Yes, click OK. Wherever your cursor will be, that's drop me reference. Yes. So if you want to link it, you can say, or you can say according to, yes, HMRC, yes, suppose, yes, 2023. So if I'm linking now, what I'll do when I'll finish all, at the end of the paragraph, or you can say according to, as you want, no harm. Uh, uh, then at the end, when you go through, when you finish your assignment, go on the reference page, go the bibliography, yes, click there, the button. Any reference you gave, it will be update here. Yes, can you alphabetical sequence? So it means cross reference within the text, and it create the list of the references for you. If you giving again, you will see here HMRC, yes, H come first, yes. So if you go, if you using a lot of these reference and make sure that, or if you're using HMRC again in your task 2 as well, yes. So this time
Yeah.
you don't need to give again. You go back to the insert citation wherever HMRC, just click it, it will drop you. Okay, end of start of paragraph or the middle of paragraph. If you want to contextualize, you can say according to HMRC. Yes, examples are how you can link. If you don't want to link it, just you write everything at the end, just drop it as a simple HMRC 2023 and the full stop, end of paragraph. Yeah, which is absolutely fine. Okay.
Okay.
So it's mean, you know, the if I'm looking in your assignment, I can say, oh yes, you use it HMRC 2023. I can go in the reference page. I can see, oh yes, HMRC, you use this website. Yes. If
Yeah.
something is changed on the website because you gave the date, at that date, this information was true on the website. Yes. And that, oh, but don't use the website like essay.com or Wikipedia. Other than that is absolutely fine. Think about the reliability of these websites. Yeah. Like if
Okay.
ACC, HMRC, gov.uk, which is absolutely fine. Huh? Are you looking KPMG or any others? Yeah. They are carry on publishing an articles and things, which is absolutely fine reference as well. Okay. Yes, that's the way we can structure assignment and we'll meet the criteria. And all the information I shared with you on the our WhatsApp group. So please, you can download all the documents from there. Any question? Any other question, please? Just
So sorry, Atom. So which means the the first sample assignment you showed us, it means all the references containing all the link, that's wrong then. That's not the right way to reference.
yeah, that's guide you to reference. Yeah.
Okay.
So we included the list of the reference for you, just for the sake of just I'm giving you the template of the structure. This is the guidance. Yes. So if you think, come on, I'll include more reference, I'll include more, even I included here links as well. Yes. The research. When you click it, that will give you all the information about text. Yeah. So that's you can structure, you can divide. If you think, oh, I will refer whole finance sector, the rates, you can put as a picture snippet. Anyone use snipping tool? If you type in the window function SN, it's called snip. Yes. Anything you want to, if any rates you're checking, you can snip like, the pictures, yes, like here, yes, and you can copy into, if you want to, whole rate into, because any pictures, it won't come any similarity, yes, like here, I'm just copying full rate. Huh? I'm just demonstrating. If you want me, I can show you how for that. So that's also snipping tool is quite good if you want to in appendix. So in my report, I can say as per appendix A indicate the finance rate which I'm applying in here in this example. I have chose the example from this, which is absolutely fine. Huh? So I can contextualize my discussion within the brief, within the report, or within the essay, or whichever form. So that's absolutely fine too. Okay, yes, please. Any other question from anyone? Yes, you've been given simple assignment, all the resources, any example which is absolutely fine. Reference it. Yes, even you got the concept from the book example, you use your own. Still, you can reference the book as well, like BPP, Kaplan, and various others I shared with you. So those are any other book which you can, like according to ACCA. Yes, the handout. Maybe you got the concept from there, the rates from there, but actually you apply your own example. But the ideas came from that, which is absolutely fine to reference. Okay, so that's all from my end, please. If anyone, any question you can ask, otherwise we'll leave. Okay, normally we expect, 2 weeks time you can submit. If you can't submit it, no problem. We are quite flexible in terms of the submission. But as you submit it, it will mark and sign off. So please clearly indicate what your expectation. You want merit, you want distinctions, or you just want pass. Yeah. So because some people just want pass, out of the way. Yeah. So please, when the merit or distinction criteria is good to be few example, compare and contrast is good. Then of course you hitting the criteria, evaluate. Then of course we can say yes, you achieve this, and that's you can get the merit and distinction criteria. Okay, that's all from my end. Please, if you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I hope I will speak you when we deliver our next delivery of the unit. And in between, if you have any question on the WhatsApp as well as on email, you have my email anjum@ukversity.co.uk. If you think, come on, I don't have example, let me know. I can give you more examples. Huh? So no problem, we can include to achieve your. And so please try to be just type your work. Really, the matter of typing the work, looking examples. I can guide you if you think, come on, my reference here and there. You can send me the draft. I can look around. I can say, come on, you can do this way. I can give you the list of the references. You can add it, which is absolutely fine too. Huh? Okay, so that's all. Have a lovely weekend. If no question.
All right. Thank you so much, Anjum.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.